Mr. Speaker, we have CP number 20-22 for second reading. CP number 20-22, it's a bill for an act to further amend Public Law number 16-58 as amended by Public Laws number 16-64, 16-72, 17-8, 17-11, 17-20, 17-35, 17-41, 18-77, and 19-38 by amending Section 5 thereof to change the use of certain funds previously appropriated therein to fund public projects and social programs in the state of Chuuk and for other purposes.
Chairman Figueroa.
Move for first.
Motion for passage.
Move for the passage of the bill on second and final reading.
It's moved and seconded that Congress pass on second and final reading CP number 20-22. Discussion.
Mr. Speaker, short recess.
Short recess. Back in session. We're still on discussion of CP 20-22. Any further discussion? If none, there's no objection. Debate is closed. Let's vote by roll call of delegations.
State of Chuuk, Chairman Aritos. State of Pohnpei, Chairman Panuelo.
Limay.
State of Kushai, Senator Alick. State of Yap, Chairman Ursmal. Mr. Speaker, 4 states voted for.
For that reason, CP number 20-22 has passed Congress on second and final reading.
Speaker,
Next
point of privilege.
State your point, Chairman Panuelo.
Speaker, I ask that we recognize our good friend and former congressman and former chairman of R&D committee and now Deputy Ambassador to Japan. I ask that we recognize Ambassador Roger Mori, who's in the gallery observing our session this morning. Thank you. Also, some citizens who are here, if you would allow me, I'll read out their names and we give them a collective round of applause. We have here a young individual who's a good friend of mine, PJ Ednol. I don't remember where he's working now, but a very active individual, this young man. He was in the student body organization, one of the movers when he was a student at Biggs High School. And we have also Paul James from Etal and Marcus Legitimus Lukunot. These individuals also observing our session this morning. Let's recognize them, Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Panuelo. We join you in welcoming Ambassador Mori to our session this morning. And those citizens you introduced, I hope we don't meet the last one that you introduced, because he can play trick on you. So, any other point of privilege? If not, let's continue. Next bill, Bert.
There are none, Mr. Speaker.
Speaker.
Chairman Kulan, you have the floor.
Thank you, Speaker. I move to reconsider CP number 20-11. So move, Mr. Speaker.
It's moved and seconded that Congress reconsider this action on CP number 20-11. That's not subject to debate, so The vote will be by delegation. Chief Clerk, call the roll.
For reconsideration of CP 20-11, CD1, or CD3, State of Chuuk, Chairman Aritos. State of Pohnpei, Chairman Panuelo.
Amen.
State of Koshai, Senator Alec. State of Yap, Chairman Ursmal. Mr. Speaker, all the 4 states voted in favor of reconsideration.
For that reason, CP number 20-11 has been reconsidered. Motion for passage on second and final reading. Chairman Kulan.
Thank you, Speaker. The floor amendment is it's been duplicated and circulated to all
Make a
members.
motion for passage on second and final reading first.
Thank you, Speaker. I move that we pass this oral amendment. So move, Mr. Speaker.
Any second? Short recess. Congress back in session. Chairman Kulan, continue. You have the floor.
Thank you, Speaker. Move for passage of this bill, said bill.
It's moved and seconded that Congress pass on second and final reading CP number 20-11. Discussion. Chairman Kulan, you have the floor.
Thank you, Speaker. The floor amendment has been duplicated and circulated to all members. Merely just shifting line items to decreasing and creating a new item. So move,
Okay.
Mr. Speaker.
Short recess. Congress back in session. First, let the record reflect that the rules, specifically the one prohibiting substantive amendment on second and final reading, are suspended up to this point. Any discussion on the offered floor amendment, which has been distributed? It's offered by Chairman Kulan, and it's quite lengthy, so its reading will be dispensed with. Any discussion? Any discussion on the offered amendments? If none, there is no objection. Debate is closed. So let's vote on the offered floor amendments. Those in favor of the offered floor amendments to CB 20-11 by Chairman Kulan, say yes. Opposed, nay. Motion carried. The offered floor amendments to CB number 20-11 by Senator Kulan are adopted. We now have CD1. Any further discussion? CD4. Any further discussion? If none, there's no objection. Discussion is closed. Let's vote by roll call of delegations. Chief Clerk.
State of Chuuk, Chairman Aritos. State of Pohnpei, Chairman Panuelo.
Amen.
State of Koshai, Chairman Alec. Senator Alec. State of Yap, Chairman Ursmal. Mr. Speaker, all the 4 states voted for.
For that reason, CP number 20-11 CT4 has passed Congress on second and final reading. Next bill.
There are none, Mr. Speaker.
Short recess. Congress back in session. Next item, Chief Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, item 19, resolution calendar.
Any resolution? Chairman Fakir.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move to withdraw and place Congress Resolution 20-08 on the resolution calendar for action.
It's moved and seconded that resolution number 20-08 be placed on the resolution calendar for action. Chief
Title?
Chief Clerk, read the title. Short recess. Congress back in session. Chief Clerk, read the title.
Mr. Speaker, CR number 20-08 is a resolution setting the ceiling of the total funds estimated to be available for appropriation from the General Fund of the Federated States of Micronesia for the fiscal year ending September 30, 2017.
There you have it. Make a motion for passage.
Move for the adoption of the resolution.
It's moved and seconded that Congress adopt resolution number 20-08. Discussion. Any discussion? Questions been called for. If there's no objection, discussion is closed. So let's vote. Those in favor of the adoption of resolution number 20-08 say yes.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carried. Resolution number 20-08 is adopted by Congress. Next resolution, Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, there are none.
Next item.
Item 20, introduction of bills and resolutions.
If you have any measure for introduction, pass them on to Chief Clerk. Next item.
Item 21, miscellaneous communications. There are none, Mr. Speaker.
Next item.
Item 22, miscellaneous business.
Do we have miscellaneous business, gentlemen? If none, next item is announcement. Chairman Fakir. Chairman Berman.
Thank you, Speaker. Your committee on HSA, again, Monday, 2:30, MyCare. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Berman. Chairman Romulo. Announcement.
Short recess.
Short recess. Congress is back in session. Chairman Romulo, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Chianco Committee will hold a budget hearing tomorrow with the Office of Public Defender.
Okay, take note, members of Triangle Committee, you hearing with public defender, what time? 10?
10 o'clock at the central facility.
Okay, 10 o'clock. So take note. Chairman Panuelo.
Speaker, we don't have any announcements now, but we will confer with the schedule, and sometime today we'll decide which one, and we'll post it on the port or the television for the announcements that are being announced. So will be known for Monday at the 8:30 scheduled R&D committee slot. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Chairman Panuelo. Chairman Coolen.
Thank you, Speaker. Your Committee on TNC will remind all the members that we have an 8:30 meeting for the budget at our hearing room. Thank you.
Short recess.
To stay.
Our time.
Congress back in session. Chairman has made announcement, so take note, members of TNC committee, we have meeting Tuesday next week, 8:30 morning. Chairman Ursula.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Just a reminder to members of your Committee on Education for our continued budget hearing this afternoon at 1 o'clock with the College of Micronesia FSM, including the Board of Regents and COM, College of Micronesia. Yes, that's it. In the hearing rooms. Hearing room.
Okay, take note, the members of Education Committee, we have hearing 1 o'clock today in the hearing room. Vice Speaker.
Oh, and it's BYOL again.
No, you buy lunch for all.
I'm broke.
Okay. Vice Speaker Moses.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. In the meeting this morning with the President, he wanted us to convey to you and members that the luncheon today is postponed to 6 o'clock at the Cliff. Discussions will be on the fiber optic oceans conference and the suspension of the infrastructure and some other items. And what will be served for dinner would be breadfruit and pork.
Thank you, Vice Speaker Moses, for that announcement. Very important announcement. Take note, members, reserve schedule for that pork and breadfruit. Okay. Senator Ned. Senator Alec. Senator Aridos. Senator Conman.
No announcement, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you. Short recess. Congress back in session. Floor Leader Ursula.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. As instructed by you, Speaker, I move that this Congress stands in recess until Monday at 10 o'clock in the morning.
It's moved and seconded that Congress stand in recess until Monday at 10 in the morning. Those in favor of the motion say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. Congress now stands in recess until Monday, next Monday at 10 in the morning.